Okay, right. So hello all. Now we'll discuss the significance of judicial activism, right, and also judicial restraint. And we have already discussed about judicial restraint in the previous class. Now we'll discuss the significance of judicial activism. So it is an effective tool for upholding citizens' rights and implementing constitutional principles when the executive and legislature fails to do so. And also citizens have the judiciary as the last hope for protecting their rights when all other doors are closed. I already elaborated about this. And there are provisions in the constitution itself for the judiciary to adopt a proactive role. What are they? Article 13, Article 32, Article 226, etc. Right? Yes. Then what are the examples of judicial activism? You know, Golaknath case. In Golaknath case, the Supreme Court held that the Parliament cannot amend the fundamental rights. And also, the Supreme Court held that the amendment made by the Parliament will come under the definition of law under Article 13. Meaning, the amendments made to the Constitution can be reviewed by the Supreme Court. And this is the proactive judgment, because in previous judgments, Supreme Court held that fundamental rights can be amended. Right? However, in Golaknath case, the Supreme Court reversed its judgment and held that the Parliament cannot amend the fundamental rights, and the amendment to the Constitution comes under the definition of Article 13, or comes under the definition of law under Article 13. Meaning, Article 13 is known for judicial review. So, whichever the law or amendment made by the Parliament will come under the scrutiny of judicial review. So, this is one of the example of judicial activism, because in this judgment, the judiciary has played a proactive role. Okay, right. In Keshavananda Bharati case as well, because the phrase called basic structure hasn't been mentioned in any part of the Constitution. So it is a judicial intervention, right? So from this we can say that these are the best examples for the judicial activism, right? And pros associated with judicial activism. So judicial activism, that means what are the advantages? So judicial activism sets out a system of balances and controls to other branches of the government, and it accentuates required innovation by way of a solution, yes or no. In cases where the law fails to establish a balance, judicial activism allows judges to use their personal judgment, etc. Right? Then what are the disadvantages of the judicial activism? You know, it surpasses its power, yes or no, because in the name of judicial activism, the judiciary steps out from its jurisdiction, okay, in the name of providing complete justice, okay, and also it clearly violates the limit of powers set to be exercised by the Constitution when it overrides any existing law. Yes, please bring my charger. Fast, make it fast. Okay, all right. So, you know, our Constitution sets some limits on the three organs of the government. But in the name of judicial activism, the judiciary is stepping out from its jurisdiction, right? And the judicial opinions of judges, once taken for any case, becomes the standard for ruling other cases. You know, in the name of judicial activism, if the judiciary has taken any decisions, and those decisions will become the precedents or conventions for the future judgments. For example, basic structure. Basic structure has become the precedent for the judiciary to examine or to review the laws made by the parliament, right? Then, what is the criticism on judicial activism? So, judicial activism has also faced criticism several times. In the name of judicial activism, judiciary often mixes personal bias and opinions with the law. And another criticism is that the theory of separation of powers between the three arms of the state goes for a toss with judicial activism. Yes or no? So many times the judiciary, in the name of activism, interference in administrative domain and ventures into judicial adventurism or judicial overreach. That means in the name of judicial activism, judiciary is intruding into the domain of legislature and executive. And of course, if that encroachment into other organs of the government by the judiciary is not with a good intention, then such type of intervention is called as judicial overreach. What is the meaning of judicial overreach? Too much activism is called as judicial overreach. Okay, because there is a thin line between judicial activism and judicial overreach. Judicial activism implies the use of judicial power to articulate and enforce what is beneficial for society in general. Okay, whereas judicial overreach means judicial activism crosses its limits. Okay, right. There are many examples for judicial overreach. What are those? Imposition of patriotism in national anthem case. See, in this case, the Supreme Court on December 2016 passed a judgment, Shyam Narayan Chowksi versus Union of India. This case is regarding whether to stand while the national anthem is being played in theaters. Okay. In this judgment, Supreme Court said that all the cinema halls in India shall play the national anthem before the feature film starts, and all present in the hall are obliged to stand up to show respect to the national anthem. Okay, that means by this judgment we can say that it is a judicial overreach, because under fundamental duties, part 4A of the Indian Constitution talks about the fundamental duties. So one of the duties of the citizens is it is the duty of every citizen to respect the national anthem and national flag. And of course, it is not an obligatory, it is a duty of the citizen. Okay, but by this judgment, the Supreme Court made it compulsory that every individual should stand while the national anthem is being played in the movie theaters, right? Such type of judgments definitely comes under the judicial overreach. And also it also said that the national flag should be displayed on the screen while the national anthem is played in the hall, and the doors can be opened after the national anthem is played or sung. In this way, we can find so many judgments under judicial overreach. And also ban on firecrackers. As we know that we have seen the last year in Diwali celebrations, the Supreme Court banned the firecrackers in the national capital because the pollution levels in the national capital are increasing. And of course, it should be done by the executive, but that duty is performed by the judiciary. Okay, so in this way, we can find many examples with respect to judicial overreach. Okay, so finally, to summarize, what is judicial overreach? Judicial overreach means when the judiciary starts interfering with the proper functioning of the legislative or executive organs of the government. What is the meaning of it? When the legislature and executive are functioning properly, in spite of that, judiciary intervenes in their functions, then it is called as a judicial overreach. Okay. And also National Judicial Appointments Commission, we know that Coliseum system, there is no transparency in the Coliseum system, and it is opaque in nature. And you do know that in Coliseum, the judges decides the appointments of the judges. Okay, so in order to increase the transparency in this process, the Parliament has enacted 99th Constitutional Amendment Act to introduce the NJAC, National Judicial Appointment Commission. However, this amendment has been declared as null and void. Okay, it is also it also comes under the judicial overreach, right? Okay, and also the cancellation of telecom licenses in the 2G cases. So in this way, there are many cases with respect to judicial overreach. Now we will look into the Supreme Court observations. Supreme Court observations regarding the judicial activism, and also Supreme Court observations in support of judicial restraint. Okay, and while delivering a judgment in December 2007, the Supreme Court of India called for judicial restraint. Am I making sense? Yes, and asked courts not to take over the functions of the legislature or the executive. I already told you, judicial restraint means confining itself, or judicial restraint means judiciary confining itself in its jurisdiction, or not allowing itself to enter into the jurisdiction of executive and legislature is called judicial restraint. And in 2007, Supreme Court has given some observations, has given some recommendations with respect to judicial activism. Supreme Court has supported the judicial restraint and asked the courts not to take over the functions of the legislature or executive, because Supreme Court said that by doing so, there will be a danger to the separation of powers under the Constitution, and each organ of the state must have respect for others and should not encroach on others' domain. Okay, if Supreme Court said that if judicial restraint is not maintained, then definitely there will be a threat to the separation of powers. Okay, and also the bench said, we are repeatedly coming across cases where judges are unjustifiably trying to perform executive or legislative functions. That means in few high courts across India, the judges are functioning beyond their jurisdiction in the name of judicial activism. Therefore, the Supreme Court has given some directions in that aspect. Okay. And also Supreme Court quoted the spirit of laws. Spirit of laws is the theory given by Montesquieu. Okay. He mentioned about separation of powers in his book called The Spirit of Laws. Okay, The Spirit of Laws is the name of the book written by Montesquieu. In that book, he explained about the consequences if separation of powers among the three organs is not maintained. Okay, so Supreme Court mentioned about this Spirit of Laws by Montesquieu. That means, what would be the situation if separation of powers hadn't been maintained among the organs of the government? Okay, and also judicial activism, and also Supreme Court said that judicial activism must not become judicial adventurism, right? Judicial overreach and judicial adventurism both are same. Okay, and the bench warned the courts adjudication must be done within the system of historically validated restraints and conscious minimization of judges' preferences. That means the judges should deliver the judgments within the law. They should not go outside the law, outside the existing laws to deliver the judgments. Other way around, judges should not insert their personal views, or should not deliver the judgments based on perceptions or their personal views. Okay, they have to confine themselves. They have to confine their thoughts within the limitations of the existing law. Okay, right. And also Supreme Court said that if the legislature or the executive was not functioning properly, it was for the people to correct the defects by exercising their franchise right to vote in the next elections and voting for candidates who would fulfill their expectations, or by other lawful methods. Yes or no? By example, peaceful demonstrations. See, that means what Supreme Court is trying to say is, instead of going to the judicial activism, judicial overreach, or judicial adventurism, the courts have to practice the judicial restraint in the name of enabling the executive and legislature to perform their functions. The judiciary should not infringe into their jurisdictions. Okay. Instead, the people should actively participate in the political process. If there are any such type of situations where the executive and legislature are not functioning well, it is the people to elect or to change the government through their franchise. That means right to vote, or other peaceful means, that means demonstrations, right? Under Article 19, every individual is empowered to criticize the government through demonstrations. Okay. So instead of judiciary, the citizens has to play the proactive role. So these are the observations made by the judiciary, made by the Supreme Court in December 2017 with respect to the concepts called judicial activism, judicial overreach, judicial adventurism, and judicial restraint. Finally, in simple words, the observations of Supreme Court in 2007 emphasized judicial restraint over judicial activism or judicial overreach or judicial adventurism. Okay, right? Yes. Thank you.